Good evening, everyone. This is Mansi for you. We are doing Monday Munching and Musing with Women for Water. This is an initiative from my office, basically an Eco Development and Research Cell initiative from Environmental Design Consultants. With the support of Water Resource Council of Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, abbreviated as Wiki WRC, and in collaboration with W4W Foundation and Counterview. I am joined today with Dr. Nivedita Sahu, who is our National Vice President at the Wiki Water Resource Council. She is also currently the Principal Scientist at CSIR, Indian Institute of Chemical Technology, and she is basically based in Hyderabad. So basically what we do in Monday Munching and Musing with Women for Water is we colloquially talk about it as blue lips, and we are trying to understand the worries and wisdoms which lie around women, for the women, of the women in the water sector. We hope to learn about the water endeavors in a regular disciplined manner, like a master class through these women water warriors. And as I mentioned today, Dr. Nivedita Sahu, a very dynamic woman, to talk about her life journey in water. So welcome, Nivedita, to this conversation, as we want to learn more from you and understand how a woman leader's journey is, basically. And we are going to record this session and also put it in the public domain. So I will also require your permission for that. So Nivedita, over to you.
Yeah, good evening, Mansi, and good evening, everyone here on record. I'm very happy and thankful to all these organizers for giving this me this opportunity for talking about my journey in this very information fill this particular episode, where a lot of informations will be gathered, and I think the youths will be getting a lot of benefited through our present activities, whatever we have been gone through and we have been doing and we will be doing in water related things. So
Thank you.
I hope the informations, not only it will be helpful to the young generations, but also to the kids who are the future of our nation.
Yes, absolutely. And we are focusing more on women leaders, but definitely we mean the younger generation. So I would like to start with a very simple question, Nivedita, because the focus is on women leadership. So as a woman, I would like to understand how and when did you actually step into the journey of water? You know, I mean, being scientist, where did you start? Was it high school? Was it undergraduate, postgraduate, or what?
Yeah, water is in my mind since school onwards, that okay, the water is some problem which we need to save water. So initially when school days means save water, tap on karo, off karo, like that type of things. And slowly I didn't know, but it came to in a passion way, and somewhat it came to my life in an research matter, where I am also associated in a career wise with water, particularly wastewater treatment. So when I say about my research career, I joined 2000 in the year of 2000 for my PhD, for where I had started working on, seaweed, that is water related weeds, which are also known as microalgae, means bigger algae. And slowly we came to know these algae, which are very important for human life. So I started working on the biodiversity of the algae, which is equally important, because if water is there, then only that can be survived. So they're vice versa. Then I came to know really water, not only for human beings, for life, for organisms, for many, many things, water is very essential. Starting from initial cell, the living things in an experiment in a tissue culture lab, from there to the land. Without water, there is no science, no life. So
Absolutely.
it is very essential.
You just nailed it. Without life, there is no water, and even there is no science.
Yes. Yes. In science also, directly or indirectly, if you go, whether you go to physics, whether you go to computer science, we are dealing with IT and all. But somewhere you will be talking about there also in water, because when you see some some equations and all, something will go there, somewhat water cycle will be going on, water relation equation will be. Okay.
I think you got muted, no problem. So I'm just trying to understand, because you have an affinity towards other organisms, which is very, very crucial when we talk about water, because
Yes.
most of the water discourse is Anthropocene, you know.
Yes.
And you start with algae. In fact, you were one of the early people whom I came across, and I learned that there are good algae
Yes.
also, you know,
Yes.
and they are very, very instrumental for the water ecosystem and even for our lives. So that
Yes.
is very interesting to know, and hope we will have more discussion on the algae sometime on other platforms. But bringing back to the discussion on being a woman and in a high position, and also you know, leading other younger women in this field, I'm just trying to understand the kind of tasks or activities you usually take up, and what kind of challenges are there, and which kind of work you really enjoy to do more, and what kind of, you know, what are your typical days usually?
See, I love to do more work. I don't want to sit idle, whether it is any time or any matters. But specifically, when it comes from my research activity, even in night, if I have to do, I have to do, whether it is 2 a.m. or night 12 o'clock. Doesn't matter. This is the passion. Similarly, I feel for every woman, they have some this type of passion. Just we as a leader, we need to encourage them, we need to push them, because some are there, they feel like they need that type of pushing. Then I think many such type of many women will come, and they will become a role model. Each woman in a society is actually a role model. They may be in a term of sister, in a term of well-wisher, in a term of friend, or as a mother. Many forms are there, many forms in their life they come, and each forms teaches, that gives lessons to their things. So a woman contributes in a very unique form. And coming to water, woman and water, there is an interrelationship between these two, particularly existence, I can say. Without these two, the W will not start. See, W from water and W from women, these are really interlinked with each other. If we go for water related in home also, regarding the knowledge of water, where water consumption is more, how to save water, a woman will be right person to save. She is the right one to say her child, to her family, to adults, to everyone in the family. So women can be pushed, and women in leaders, which we need to make. As a right now, we can say we are a leader, but we need to encourage them by our activities, by our all such type of um, uh, experience, putting in a together in a common platform, and we can show them, we can enlight the torch, so more and more women can get encouraged to come. That's what they are. Somewhat linked with water in my till now, whatever I have experienced. I have been to a lot of visits to my field activities also. They are more illiterate lady. I can say an amma or something in a rural village. They also know much about the water things. Only the things they need to put in a right frame, so that they can also express the things. In fact, some of the many ladies I have gone during my field, which is nearby that Tamil Nadu, downstairs at Rameshwaram coast. There I was having language problem, but ladies like fisherwomen, they were having more knowledge about the water things, water saving, water scarcity, how to conserve water, and what about this sea water also, how the tidal zones are. They were having a lot of things because they are the localites of that. But in fact, talking to them, I was feeling that lot of knowledge can be gained from them. And if we encourage them, if we bring to their right platform, we can get more and more moments in water sectors, which I believe. And similarly, they are the only form who are the immediate teachers for their children at home also. So children who are the, actually they will more close to their mother, their sister. So women plays a very important role in overall water journey, I can say. I'm not getting your voice, Manasi.
Okay, I'm saying, sorry. I was saying that the way you were excited about telling your field experience and the way you were mentioning the leadership role and all, it already really gives me a kind of a hint that how much enjoyable your work is. So I mean, and also the way you are mentioning about the local women having more understanding of the water issues is absolutely true, and the fact that we play also a crucial role in bringing more women leaders and giving them a proper guidance to take the leadership role. So bringing back the conversation on you actually, because we are trying to understand you through this conversation. Let me understand how Nivedita does in a day, as a scientist, as a mother, as a family member who has a lot of people to take care, then as a leader on the field, in the office. How do you really manage all this?
I feel the caption multitasking that
Yeah.
feels, of course, my day starts with I am having a joint family. In fact, I'm taking care of my husband's side, my mother-in-law, his brother and all. So their responsibility with us along with my kid. Then coming to office, right now I'm more associated with wastewater treatment, particularly the waste to wealth also I am taking care.
And it's field intensive. And it is field intensive.
Yeah, specifically the wastewater generated from domestic, municipality as well as industry. Industry having huge number of, and different industries having different type of COD loading of wastewater generation, which is very complicated task, and we need to have a very lot of dedicated students are also there, and we are working day and night to solve these issues. Still, it is a very complex problem. And coming to this regarding what a part of water, we do also have other all activities in office. Certainly we have to take care a lot of site parameters, and as I am saying that I am an algologist, so I give a special different space I give to algae also. And I was previous to my ISCT, I was as a scientist, I had joined CSMCRA Bhavnagar, where I was working as a seaweed scientist. So I have kept that space, and wherever I found opportunities, I used to pivot with my older colleagues and give some inputs, take some inputs for seaweed research. So I keep on, and I have been also nominated many times as a seaweed experts to give many my contributions, whatever I got in seaweed. And yes, madam.
So, do you really see yourself being a woman, that your profession and your family life, and you have a field intensive work, lab intensive work, which requires a lot of focus, and then your best friend is weed itself. So I'm just trying to understand that, do you sometimes feel the work to be overloaded, or how do you really see that? Is there where do you find a balance between compromising, or is the issue of women coming sometime, or you just work as a scientist and forget about all these things?
No, I am also
trying to understand the position of women in this field, so that's why these questions.
See, women, maybe sometimes I feel I should not be, because some like going to some extreme field works and all, there I was not allowed. So sometimes I feel, otherwise I never feel like, okay, like I can do much better than them, than a male counterpart. And second thing, I am also a human being. I also feel sometimes tired and all, sometimes disgusted. That time, only my past activity, if I'll go through, then I feel, oh, I did such a lovely work. Why should I think like that? Then again, it will give me motivations. Immediately, I'll get back. I'll get myself energized, and I'll switch back to my work. And seaweed, of course, again, I feel love. I'll see starting, the seaweed gives lot of food also. So
yes,
whenever I feel boring, no, I'll keep on seeing that how these food items are coming. Beautiful, because except India, we can say India, of course, we are now encouraging like through fast food centers like McD's and all, we are paying money and getting some seaweed dishes in burger and all. But in other countries, Oriental countries like Japanese, Chinese
Yes.
and all, they are,
It's full of seaweed food.
yeah, full of daily, like our rice and dal or roti and dal is one of the important items. Similarly, their seaweed dish is an important item
Absolutely.
for their food
In
item.
fact, entire South Asia, huh, except India. I mean, you
All Oriental
pan India.
countries, Asian,
Yes.
yes. So, and they have lovely skin, they have lovely hair. So the
Health,
credit goes to, yes, yeah,
overall health.
yeah. So this credit goes to actually this water loving plants, seaweeds.
Oh, that's interesting to learn, because we would also like to really have some kind of tips from you later on sometime to understand
Yeah,
how
yeah.
to inculcate seaweed life in
In
our
our
country.
exactly, we should know, because in our country this awareness should come, should be increased, because India has more than 7,100 long coastline. So we do
Yes.
have enough water, coastline water, which is just except few parts like Tamil Nadu and Gujarat. Gujarat, you will be
Yeah.
knowing Okha.
Yes.
Kutch. After
Yes.
that, yeah, and some out of Ratnagiri and Maharashtra and all, there won't be much activities going on this water-loving seaweeds. So,
Okay.
lot more to go, lot more
To do, and
Yes.
you are very excited about it. I can feel that. So, and I hope you keep your excitement as you are. And you rightly mentioned that how you have a self recharging system, and weed becomes your one of the batteries to recharge yourself. And it's interesting. Everyone has those little, I will say, tools where they can use for their own recharging or rejuvenating. Since we are discussing and talking about women leadership for quite some time, since especially we have come close to each other, I'm just trying to understand from you now that why do you think that we have so few women leaders in the water sector, especially when we talk about leaders? I would like to focus also on the higher positions, and we do have many water activists, but when it comes to main decision making positions, or or even organizational positions, what do you think are the reasons that there are not many women leaders? By profession, by statistics, it tells that 1 in 5 women in the world, 5% in the water sector is women, so 1 in 5. But
In
then
my
if we start looking at the leadership, the number is also even more lesser.
First of all, in my person, women leadership in all sectors is not high. Okay.
Yes.
Now, of course, we are representing and we are increasing.
Yes.
But when we come to water since beginning, I have seen it is a neglected things, taken for granted for everybody like that. Initially, it was thinking, oh, water means that is just taken for granted. That is not should be counted, or it should not be used. When water scarcity started, then this type of questions started. This conservation things came, and slowly all these some policies are also coming. Government is also taking initiative. So these are the chain of things which have been taking places
Yes.
slowly.
Yes.
So I think due course of time, woman part will come. Surely it will take at least one considerable place. May not be in a bigger way, but we will certainly represent to our male counterpart. But of course, little bit of time is needed to come to get the place.
Yeah, it's a slow process, absolutely. And as we also saw that CSI itself has a new director general, first director general woman, and Kalai Selvi. So
Yes.
I mean, we were just very happy about seeing it, and we were sharing that discussion together. So when we know that we have lesser women in the sector, and I see your optimism that we are in that transition where women are bound to reach those, leadership positions and all. And as a group, as a platform of WikiW Water Resource Council, we are also trying to work towards it, right? But so if we look at the efforts which we are trying to make, what do you think we should really do something which can bring really a major difference apart from what we are currently doing as a team? And especially, I'm also keen to understand your efforts in the future. What would you like to do, and what we should do as a group? You know.
See, as a if as a CSR type of activity, if I think, then I will try it, and we can go for like join together and work towards certain NGOs where lot of women NGOs, self-help groups are there. There lot of women participations are there. If we can collect them, then collective efforts with collective like talks and so many other parallel discussions will motivate them, and many women will come. I'm sure. I have lot of belief, strong belief that women will take participate in such type of program, and they will show their 100% active efforts. Coming to this is I'm telling when CSR activities and my personal activities. Of course, as I am working, my our particularly in our lab also, we are trying to take more women for like research, like joining as in the project activities like PA and all, and for whoever is coming, we try to encourage them for joining PhD. At least they should get the degree in this water and wastewater treatment, so that they will have some certificates. Apart of that, we are also giving skill development training programs in water treatment technologies, which they can give some empowerment, like youths, particularly those who are having lesser education, 10th plus or something, 12th plus, they can also come to us and take through school skill development training. So when we are, this is through organization we are giving, and when we talk, we can in a group also, when we are saying CSR activity, these skill trainings also, we also can, some leaders also can give through PPT points or some place we can come together and join session, we can give the trainings. At least we can start with some women NGOs or self-help groups, which will really, if one NGO will do better, that will give motivation to us also to do more. And similarly, the same thing will propagate with 1, 2 more and more. And now I feel earlier women were having not, they were feeling shy and all. Now they are coming, they are breaking the barriers, and they are also motivating. And now presently our Mahamahim Rashtrapati ji, seeing her life journey and all, many women, I believe, they will also come forward and they will never hesitate to join our activities, which we are doing for some particular cause for our not only nation, for global purpose.
Absolutely. I think you made a very good point on bringing the Honorable President here, and she's also from your region. And it's very exciting for all of us to understand the way she has really led to the position there after so many years of work in the politics and social work. And when we talk about women leadership, of course, we need role models. We have to really understand how they have struggled, how they have charted their path, because that can also help keep us motivated.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of ups and downs in women's life, right from marriage to getting children and moving places, if husband moves with the job and everything, and all these things at some way or the other are actually are slowing down the progress of women professionals when we think about in that way. But when we look at journeys which you are mentioning, and also journey like people like you and many others in the Wiki Water Resource Council we understand that whatever happens, you have to keep doing what you like, what you love to do, as you are doing, no matter where you would have been. I now learned that you were also in Gujarat, and I'm sure you had a good experience in the coastal area here. So just to understand, because we are also representing a platform now, all of us together, what do you think we should do from the Wiki Water Resource Council? I mean, more, apart from what we are trying to do at this moment.
See, right now, whatever we are doing is fine, but I feel we need to also bring some more school children involvement should there, and specifically the girl students. giving some of their ideas, some of their whatever their thoughts about water. Let it be one line, two line. This will also give lot of somewhat of positive impact to our things. Like particularly girl children, what I am seeing, which is missing right now in our platform. So school children, we can invite them, like some of online some programs, we can say some things one day, particularly school, and they will be one expert will be there, interaction should be there. So let us suppose five schools, they will be giving some good students like that, and one certificate can be issued to them, which will be helpful for them also. This type of program will definitely I think which is missing, and it can help us. This is I'm saying which future generation for making leadership.
Absolutely, I think it's a very good point. While we are trying to reach out to the adult women and who are already in the field and in the positions, in the job and all, simultaneously, it's a very good idea to reach out at the school level so that, you know, the children themselves get very motivated and even understand what is water sector. Yes. Apart from, being interested in it, and then even looking at the leadership, and then if they pursue the sector, then we can think about the leadership.
Yes.
So it's a very valid point that we actually go to the children level or school level and maybe educate more about water, maybe educate more about gender.
Yes, if I feel if one child takes water as a career, that is good enough. She can also teach more 10 persons. So I feel she is the key person, can be used as an instrumental for our these things, for propagating the chain, for getting women leadership in water sector.
Absolutely. We are already in sync with it. That's why we are working together on this. Almost towards the end of the conversation here, we try to keep it short and sweet because we want to just send out some messages. If you have to give message to the younger generation about work environment, about house environment, about all kinds of interactive environments and all, how we should make it more women inclusive and women motivated, so that women feel more comfortable or enabled environment so that they can really flourish. What will be your message to the younger generation so that the struggles which we had 20 years ago, at least it can be reduced in the future or today?
Yep. For today's generation, digital platform has came in a very what I can say gifted things. They have got it, so they can use this tool for lot of benefited prospects. They can get lot of informations using this digital platforms like YouTube's, Google's and all. But of course, the negative is there. The positive things, whatever they want to get information, they can get it. But along with that, the first most important is the dedication should there. If dedication is there, the love will come, the passion will come. Then, of course, if the passion and love comes, the student will do excel in their career. Whatever they go, whatever they choose, they will do excel. And this leadership quality will automatically, it will come to them. So I feel the work should be done in a passion way, in a dedication way. That should be there. Anything with dedication, it will come.
You make a valid point, and that is where if we develop interest in the children, we already tell them what is there and they can explore the subject, instead of anyone pushing them to water sector. We can invite them, tell about the interesting stories. For example, as you mentioned, many people do not know algae in this country, in our society, how to inform them. This is just one example. And then how to even convey this message that it's a healthy thing, instead of just looking at algae and getting worried about that the water is good or bad, because that's how it is taught. So I think the bottom line becomes that our major role now will be to actually develop interest among children, apart from what we are doing with the women, because our team and platform has a limited role to encourage women leadership. But then if we want to play long, we have to even go longer. And probably we have to go to the school.
Children is the right and very young minds to whom whatever we will seed them, they will nurture like that. They will get the same thing as their
Absolutely.
nourishment.
So yes, so sorry, go ahead.
Yes, so I feel, and specifically since we are talking about women leaders, let us focus the girl students. Many schemes are also coming. So water is known by everybody, particularly these children labs. But what is the importance? Why it should be there? That question should be arised. And when the question is developed in these young minds, many things will come out. These young kids will also have they are also a lot of future scientists are there, many young.
Absolutely.
So platforms are there. We need to put them in a right way.
I think another important thing which will be useful if we reach the schools and start educating about water, the whole gender skewedness and the whole struggle of women in the water sector can also reduce, because we will also ingrain this whole idea of gender and water in the school itself rather than talking about water. So maybe the struggle for girls and women in future will be lesser if the children are more aware about these issues. Importantly, that it is not the mother's duty to fetch water for everybody. That is an important message which has to go across to the
child
society.
Is the right key.
It is everybody's work to work in the house.
So she can motivate, she can change, she can turn everybody's mentality in their house.
So, and children can also be taught that we cannot expect everything to be done by the mother. It's a shared responsibility of everyone. So that may also help in future to really change these gender, issues which women usually face in the work environment or even in the house for that matter. As most of the time when we talk about women and water, we talk about the vulnerable side and we take it for granted that women have to fetch the water, or women are fetching the water and responsible for the water. If we can change this narrative itself at the school level, we are actually doing a big contribution. When everybody in the house knows that everybody has to fetch the water, or even man can fetch the water.
If child will raise voice, definitely at house everybody will follow her.
So that is an important part. And then we also have, if we want to focus, although when going to school, I usually mention about not really talking about gender much so that we can change things there. But we do have Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao and all these schemes which can be brought together, But if we really are talking about changing young minds, we hope, particularly I will put my at least thoughts that we hope that we have a future where we don't have to talk about gender. We don't have to talk about this discrimination between men and women having the burden of water, So I think that is almost to the end of the conversation. And I really thank you for your time and, opening up very nicely, and your excitement for weeds was very much clear. And I do hope that many algologists are there in the country in the coming years, and with your leadership and I'm sure with your passion, a lot of women are also getting into this sector. A lot of boys are also getting into the sector. At least we all start eating algae, because it's a route to healthy life. That's also important, So
last, before closing, I will tell.
Sure, please go ahead.
I have already started giving the same thing to my daughter. She has been started giving projects on algae and water treatment, water production, and today she gave a project on air water generator.
Nice.
So I started my journey from
charity began at home already.
Yes.
I think that's a good point to say. You formally thank you so much for the conversation.